be the scoring end. He's chosen to go to that end first quarter.
So you are listening to NTFL Round 13. Great to have your company. Shannon Byrne, and I'm joined by Dominic McCormack shortly. Thomas Motlop will be joining us in commentary for all the action. As we just heard there is normally a very favourable end at Marara Oval, Dom, but the flags aren't flying and they're not moving at all, so there is no real breeze advantage here. We've had rain for a couple of days because of a low that passed over the top end, and it has cooled things down a little bit. The great drainage here at Marara Oval 1 means it's not too soggy, apart from a couple of patches, but if you saw how much rain we actually had over the last couple of days, it's pretty good that it's not underwater. It's just phenomenal, and even the goal squares look very good because this is the third game as well on this oval today.
That's right. It doesn't look like that at all, does it? It really has held up beautifully, and congratulations must go then to the AFLNT and the groundskeepers because they have done a mighty job. Clearly there was warning given as to what was going to occur over coming days, and they've done whatever they needed to do, and whatever that was, I'm no groundskeeper, Shannon, let me tell you, they've done a mighty job.
They certainly have, and I know the first thing we notice is there's fresh markings everywhere. The line markings had to be done because they did get washed away. And I know at the very early hours of this morning, there was an issue with the scoreboard. I can say it's back up and running. So well done to everybody. Yes, that pretty much got everything up to perfect conditions here at Marara Oval, as we see both teams now just taking their place on Marara Oval number 1. A couple of hands being shaped in the middle of the ground as the 4 players for the Nightcliff Tigers come to the bench, and we are not too far away from the defensive area for the Darwin Buffaloes, and a tight huddle down there. Dom, just having a last couple of words, see who they're taking. They're eyeing up the forward line of the Nightcliff Tigers, who are very slow to get into the forward line.
Yeah, just wandering into place, aren't they, the Nightcliff forward line? And yet again, here's these interesting coaching moves. I love watching these. You know, Ryan Moo probably into a forward pocket. Cameron Eilert, you know, where does he start? You've got Big Butcher by the look of it going down there, but Cameron Eilert starting inside forward 50. So there's really interesting moves being pulled. He's one of the premier midfielders. Here he is inside forward 50, starting off as a forward.
So the umpire in the middle, Tim Somerville, has number 11 on his back. He'll do the first bounce to get us underway. Mark Noonan is the other central umpire, and Thomas McTinney is out there as well. And both McTinney and Somerville returning from interstate umpiring duties. Dom McCormack to get us underway.
And Devon Lyons lining up against Drogamullah. Players have gone at it. Philip Wills with a little toe poke out of the middle. Bowles gathers. He must wheel around onto his left boot. That's pretty obvious. Bangs away long into forward 50. Off hands. Liam Holt Fitz gathers. Perhaps should have released by hand. He was confronted. Had the ball knocked away from him. Kevin Moroney, good hands out towards Eldridge. Eldridge couldn't take it. Nightcliff pick up the snap at goal. Don't tell me. Oh, that's a mark taken. That's actually been paid. Mark paid to the Tigers. And the mark has been taken there by Melville, deep in that forward pocket. In fact, he took it right next to the goal post. Right-hand side, wheels around, goes with the left boot, and he's kicked it behind. I was almost to say, there's the first goal on the board. He's missed. I can't believe it.
No, I'm sure he can't. He kicked 5 goals last week. And, wow, what about that little, I guess, left forward pocket from Brodie Philo? Great to see him back as well. As the Darwin Buffaloes now attempt to come out of their forward 50. And it was going down towards lines. And it's going to be taken over the boundary. And there'll be a ball up 80 metres from the Nightcliff Tigers goalpost as we welcome in Thomas Motlop. Thomas, wow, not the result that you wanted, to be the first team to have a win registered against you for Palmerston Magpies.
No, not at all. Pretty disappointing from us, but you know, Palmerston, we're very happy with that result from their end. It's just footy, and sometimes it goes like that. But all the best to Palmerston.
Eldridge coming away with the footy now for the Double Blues. Kick away there towards his key forward in Daniel Stafford. The ball punched away out of bounds. Be a boundary throw in, smack bang in the middle of the ground. And congratulations has to go to Thomas Motlop. Yes. He might have lost a game today, but he's become a father.
Yeah, on the New Year's Day, so it was a big day on New Year's. So, yeah, very, very happy.
Fantastic, mate. Well done.
Congratulations indeed. Maybe that's why it's your new attitude. It's only footy, hey? Well, as the kick goes, a short kick, and it's been picked up by Nightcliff Tigers
50-metre penalty after that too. Jared Stokes knocked the ball away from Bowles there.
So Bowles kept running and from 55 metres out, put it into the right forward pocket. Going to be picked up here, whirling around as Melville, and this is much better for the Nightcliff Tigers. They are now on the board, and there is a lot of high fives going around. That's actually Sharp, Lachlan Sharp, for the Nightcliff Tigers, the first score of the board, and that was really down to Bowles, who chopped it off and ill discipline.
Yeah, and it was, you know, Patrick Bowles cleans up, but there was a big contest out here on the wing. It's interesting to see Jaden Kickett, who's having a very good season, having a comeback year, back in form, playing on big Daniel Stafford. He's a big unit, and he's a very great player, and he's been in form as well. It's interesting to see that Kane Riley didn't take him, because he's been in great form, and he's probably the body-wise matchup, but they must be very confident in Jaden Kickett's ability tonight.
Ball back in the middle. Drogamullah up high, loses it on this occasion to Daniel Fitzgerald for the Buffaloes. Bowles bashes it away, taken now by Philip Wills, releases by hand and goes to Hagan on the left boot under pressure, gets a kick away. Holt fits underneath the footy, worked his man under the ball there in Timothy Eldridge, but just couldn't get back onto it, out of bounds, and again, boundary throw in, 80 metres around from the Tigers forward line. And
another one, I think Holt, Spitz and Eldridge, there's a couple of good matchups out there, Thomas, that's going to be quite interesting for this match.
And definitely, and Jonathan Paris and Jared Stokes down there, two speedsters, very, very quick, both of those boys.
Short toss in, and Drugamullah got it and tapped it to Arnold. He's got a quick kick inside the left forward pocket, and it's going to beat the goal kicker Sharp out 30 metres around from the left goal post. So no breeze to speak of out there. What were the conditions like?
Yeah, very slippery, pretty muggy, very damp underfoot, so it does slow the play down a bit and puts a bit of a slick on the ball, so just hampers dry handling conditions a bit.
Ball tossed back in. Winter Irvine now in the ruck for Nightcliff. He was in front position. It's just inside a metre. Kicked up to the goal square for Nightcliff Tigers. Behind was Cameron Islet. Spoiled, still in favour for Nightcliff, but well done from the Darwin Buffaloes in Seaton Kernoff. Not out of trouble just yet. Cameron Islet coming through on the loose ball outside their forward 50. He handballs it to no one in particular. Fitzgerald is under pressure over there. Cameron Islet has given away a free kick for a high infringement, and that is going to go in favour of the Darwin Buffaloes, Seaton Kernoff.
So Seaton Kernoff now to take that footy. Cameron Islet with the ball and all tackle. Just went a bit high was the call. Seaton Kernoff back to Maroney. Darwin with a loose player or two, but some distance away from where Maroney is, so he goes short. It's a nice little kick. Picked up there by Bradley Stokes. He'll go short as well. Might be Stevenson out there that's taken that mark. Left back pocket has Brad Arnold. The ball magnet for the Nightcliff Tigers. Ball thumped away after that kick from Stevenson, out of bounds. So Nightcliff again trapping it in. 70 metres from their goal. On the scoreboard side, we've gone 5.5 minutes, 7 plays 0. The Tigers in the lead.
Schiller back in, he'd have a lot of pent-up energy, so I reckon he's ready to explode tonight, so we'll see how he goes.
Fitzgerald wins it down for Darwin, who was up against Morris for Nightcliff. Kicked inside the forward Tigers by Hagan in the right forward pocket, and the Darwin Buffaloes are doing a mountain of work defensively. Eldridge picks up the ball for the Darwin Buffaloes, runs across the goal, and he is going to be caught. And that is a great chase down, and Melville has jumped on the end of that. He was a metre out from the goal line, has booted his first, but that was Eldridge. It was a very, very strange effort to run and try and get away from Winter Irvine.
Yeah, I think he just underestimated the distance he had. Timmy Eldridge probably, you know, usually the quickest bloke within his vicinity, but as you see here, it just the big man got on the end. It reminds me a bit like Brad Otten's chasing down Byron Pickett one game.
Yes.
Yeah, you got to be, if that effort's there and they're ready to pounce on it, so good on Nightcliff. They're really controlling all the clearances, all the inside 50s at the moment. The Buffaloes, it's only been 6 minutes in, just haven't been able to work the ball down to their end of the oval, so we'll see how they go from this stoppage.
Kyle Winter Irving, well done. No Butcher tonight, so the big man playing forward. Nightcliff again taking it out of the middle momentarily. Jared Stokes got a hand to it. Philo again now going with the kick. Might get a free kick here. He'll have to. They cannot afford to do this, Darwin, going the man. They just cannot afford to do it against this quality Nightcliff team. They've got to get the footy. Philo out here to Islet. Kick inside 50, trying to spot up Winter Irving again. Couldn't find him. Darwin take the footy. Quick kick out of defence. No one can pick it up cleanly. Now trying to track it is Chris Williams. He gathers it. Handballs. Looking for and finding a teammate there in the form of Mark Quinn. Footy on the ground. Bowls in there. Williams goes back in to grab it. Gets it away there, I think, to Savica. Long kick down towards half forward for the Buffaloes, but no one can grab hold of it. Brown in there now, gets a handball away. Campbell in there too. So too Stafford manages to toe poke it forward. Everyone's saying, you get it. Shillaby finally picked it up. Tackled, brought to ground. And the umpire says, I will have it. Left half forward for the Double Blues. A little bit indecisive there, Thomas, as to who would actually go for the footy. Yeah, and even Trent Melville was down there involved on the half back, and he's slowly, you know, so he loves running up high and then working back and getting the ball back inside 50. One
down by Nightcliff Tigers, but it's going to be wrapped up straight away. And it's going to actually be a... No, it's going to be a ball up, but the umpire's just telling a couple of the players just to settle down in background.
Just a friendly chat between Campbell and Brown.
Morris puts his hand up for the Nightcliff Tigers. He's in the ruck, but he's been taken out, and there's going to be a miss kick for the Darwin Buffaloes. So now Nightcliff Tigers down the outside wing through, was their captain, Philip Wheels, goes forward, but over ahead of two players. Eldridge is just manhandled very well by Holtz Fitz. And there's a sloppy play. Free kick after the kick. A bit of push and shove for Eldridge. And there is going to be a free kick going the way
of Darwin. Eldridge was picked up and thrown to the ground after he disposed of the footy.
So free kick down the ground. Jared Stokes is going to take it centre wing. Eilert standing the mark. Big thumping kick from Jared Stokes. Trying to pick up Palmer underneath the scoreboard area. First time entry for the Darwin Buffaloes. Stafford not able to take a mark. Very well done for Stafford. It's down on the ground. And a little kick forward, and it was cleverly done by Coombs, but it's going to be mopped up by the man that Thomas Motlop says is having a good comeback season in Daryl Kickett.
Jaden Kickett.
Jaden Kickett, sorry.
Now the Tigers with ball in hand. Nice little kick came from Bowles, goes out to Riley. Another player having a terrific season. Kyle Winter-Irving taking the mark out there. Gee, moves well for a big man. Centre wing, just forward of the scoreboard. 2-1-13, the Tigers. Darwin yet to score. Kick comes in. Not as good as you would have hoped. Little handball goes backwards there to Campbell. That's Paul. Flyers are up, ball down. Williams takes it. Look at the handball back here towards Palmer. Can he pick it up? No, he can't, not yet. Now he does. Palms off an opponent in Bowles. Gets the ball back. And tackle was not good on Stokes. His miss kick lands in the hands of Cameron Eilert. Somebody needs to tidy up the play here. Can the Tigers do it? No, ball goes straight through the hands there of Sharp. Zach Stevenson again tried to have a crack at it. Sharp straight through. Eldridge met him heavily. Both go to ground. Ball in the clear. Tigers by hand. Out the back to Wills. Towards the goal square. Oh, unfortunate for the Tigers. They have another goal on the board. And Liam Holt Fitz. Eldridge dived, I think it was desperately at that to try and smother it. And it fell to Liam Holt Fitz, who kicks his first. And the Tigers, well, in 10 minutes, they've got 3 goals, 1 on the board.
Yeah, and, you know, 10 minutes into the game, it's just a matter of, you know, owning the stoppages. They're dominating clearances, Nightcliff at the moment, and they're having six inside 50s to 1, to the Buffaloes 1 in the first 10 minutes. So if you keep, you know, putting that pressure going forward and putting the defence under the pressure, something's going to give somewhere.
So at the moment, Darwin yet to get on the scoreboard. Coming off a thrilling win last week against Southern Districts by 5 points, but they are under pressure at the moment from the get-go from the reigning premiers Nightcliff. Drogamullah up in the middle for Nightcliff, taps it down. Arnold tried to clear it, only went a couple of metres. Picked up for the Darwin Buffaloes by Quinn. He gets a handball back to Mackenzie. Now it goes down the middle of Marara. Jared Stokes is in front, trying to get a favourable bounce, but it's actually Bowles that's gone over the side. And it's now come out, kicked inside the forward 50 from Bowles. Their second entry and a great diving mark from their man in Stafford. Green flary boots on tonight. He's been wearing them all season. So can he, 30 metres out, slight angle to the right, pick up his first goal, not only for himself, but his team. He's got a long run up here.
He's going to outmatch Jaden just with height and body wise. So getting in front in those positions, and then obviously he's going to cause havoc because he can bring the ball down and stay involved, soccer in the ball and creating goals.
Hits it on the 40-metre mark, slight angle, and he just dropped it over the goal umpire's hat. And that is the first goal for Darwin Buffaloes. Comes in the 12th minute. They still trailed by 13 points to Nightcliff Tigers.
What a great kick he is, Thomas.
Yeah,
Very
brilliant.
casual.
Very natural. He's, you know, we've said it before. There you see Michael Coombs. I think he's up from Perth for the game. So training down with possibly with South Fremantle. I know Benny Rioli's just gone down there this week to start his pre-season and future games. But yeah, he's a very baller. But he ran into Cameron Islet as well, who's not afraid to tackle as well.
Two former St Mary's midfielders, of course.
Definitely.
Clashing in the middle there. Well done to Michael Coombs, and Daniel Stafford finishing off wonderfully well. So Darwin, their first goal on the board, back in the middle now.
The buddy of the NTFL.
Devon Lyons. Can't quite get it away cleanly. Bowles gathers. Cameron Islet knocks him to ground. Coombs goes off the ground, finds Drogamulla. Drogamulla handballs off here to Arnold. Arnold on the right boot. Out towards half-back. Moroney underneath it, got hands to it, couldn't take the mark. Good play here by the Tigers, and there it is, a lovely, lovely kick. Sean Wilson, how many times did he do this last week? He picked out John Butcher, who's not playing tonight, and here he is, just steadied in traffic, picked out the chest of Trent Melville, and Melville will go back here to see if he can become the first multiple goal scorer for the evening. Left of centre, almost a perfect 45-degree angle here, right behind it in our commentary position. Nightcliff with 3 goals on the board already. Melville kicks it, aims right. Will it swing back? I doubt it very, very much. No breeze at all this evening. And normally, if there was, it'd be going the other way. So I don't know why he started it on that side, but a point on the board. Nightcliff 3-2-20. Darwin 1 straight 6. Trent Melville still with only the 1 goal to his name.
Darwin Buffaloes come out through the left, down on the centre wing. Was looking for Seaton Kernoth. He was in back position. Now picked up by Nightcliff Tigers. A couple of handballs around. Kane Riley there, just drops it. Now Palmer picks it up for Darwin. Arches his back. Short kick over, and it's in the lap of Williams. Probably lucky to have gone 15 metres. He's under the scoreboard on the outer wing. He kicks it forward, finds a diving mark in Matt Campbell. 60 metres still from goal. He goes to the left forward pocket, and it's not able to be picked up. 4 players around the ball. It's going to be held in the left forward pocket. Stafford was standing up, and just getting up off the ground is Schillerbeer.
Very
catch. It's
very keen
just
to see.
Bounced in front of him.
Really interested to see how they go tonight, those two, as the two key forwards.
Coming out of the goal square.
Ball thrown up now. No one can take it cleanly. Stafford gets hold of it. Jaden Kickett had gotten hold of him. Good punch away here by the Tigers' defence, and Hagan will take it over. Yes, he will. So concedes a behind. Jaden Kickett now with the kick-in duties. Goes and finds Daniel Bowles immediately in that left back pocket. Chip inboard, as he often wants to do. Sean Wilson, good handball, finds Jonathan Peris, tries to step inboard, and they just hang off him. There wasn't a good effort with the tackle there. He goes inboard and finds Arnold. The space opens up in midfield now. Philo, the perfect man to have it, will kick long from the middle of the ground. Target is Cameron Islet. Couldn't take the mark, got one hand to it. Goes back in, gets hold of it. Handballs away to a teammate who can't grab it. Kyle Winter-Irving gets it. He's taken, and he's taken high, I thought. The umpire says, no, I will have it. And they'll ball it up 25 metres away from the Tigers' goal. Looks to clear the space immediately. Winter-Irving still asking for his free kick. Up in the ruck contest, no one gets it away cleanly. Darwin, through the agency of Seaton Kernoth, can't take it away. Nice handball to Sean Wilson. Gets another one away, and this time the umpire says no handball, dropping the footy, and the free kick will go to the Double Blues.
So they're going to get out of trouble. Seaton Kernoth goes over to the left. Oh, a kick that nearly went too far, but Kozak was able to take a juggling mark. He's still inside the defensive 50 for the Darwin Buffaloes. Goes out down the wing, and it is not going to be deliberate, but it looked like Schillerbeer was attempting to run for that. So they found the safety of the boundary there. In the middle of the wing on the outer side. Going in the ruck is Lines for Darwin Buffaloes. And that is a wayward throw in, so that's going to have to be done again.
Thomas, Carl Cossack to the Buffaloes. What made him leave Nightcliff?
I'm not too sure. The Cossacks have always played at Nightcliff.
Yeah.
Family from Catherine. If they play for Eastside down there, so Eastside and Nightcliff have a bit of a connection. I'm not too sure why. Possibly friends. It's actually a lot of player movement these days, so you can never really be too sure. It's usually friendships or you know, getting opportunities playing Premier League.
So ball in the middle of the park, and it hasn't gone too far. There's a lot of players around the ball. Philo gets a little handball out to Wilson, who was running through at the 50-metre arc for the Nightcliff Tigers. Wilson gets it back, gets it off to Arnold directly in front, and it is through for a goal, 30 metres out, and Graham Arnold has kept running, and a beautiful handball to Wilson, and that's the Nightcliff Tigers' 4th goal of the evening. They're 4-2-26, leading Darwin 1-7, 17 minutes gone.
Really in control here, Nightcliff, of this game. You can see not only winning the stoppages and bringing the ball forward, but it's the second and third efforts and the 40-metre runs, 40-metre gut runs that they're doing from the stoppage to push to the 50 to stay involved. Even Sean Wilson didn't make the handball. It wasn't clean, but the effort was there to stay in the contest and move the ball on, and they were come up with a goal out of all of that. And we need to. Darwin need to change their structure here. Either they need to be defensive, but they need to work out a way where they can start getting on top and start getting some movement forward for them from these stoppages.
26 plays 7. Devon Lyons up in the ruck contest, wins it down for Darwin. Williams with a great handball out to a teammate there in Bowles, I think it may have been. Quick kick down into the forward 50. Jaden Kickett picking it up. Goes an way now to Jonathan Paris. On the right boot, long kick up centre wing. Liam Holt fits underneath it, got the one hand to it. Cleared a path there for Roger Morris. His kick cut off. Bradley Stokes, well done at right half back. Stokes looking to steady here. Liam Holt fits, waving his teammate away and saying, I'll go on the mark. The kick straight down, looking for Lachlan McKenzie. Finds McKenzie, wrapped up in a tackle. And the umpire says, I will have it. Right half forward here for Darwin. What can they do with it from this position?
Lines in the ruck. Oh, good jump there from the Darwin Buffaloes ruckman. He was going up against Morris, but it's Nightcliff Tigers that go down the grandstand wing, and it's just going to beat Flay, who was out in front of Winter Irvine. So the two big men trot back to the forward 50 line for the Nightcliff Tigers. There's going to be a ball up directly in front of the Darwin Buffaloes interchange. So no wind to speak of. The flags are not going. There's a whistle here. So Mark Noonan has called a whistle off the play of the ball. We were about to have the ball tossed in, and it's going to go towards Darwin Buffaloes. It was holding his jumper. So a long kick down. Shillabeer at the back tried to gather it. He's slipped over, and the ball is going to dribble out 65 metres out from the Darwin Buffaloes goal on the right.
Opportunity now here for Darwin. What can they do with it? The rucks to set up. And up they go. No one got a clean hit down. Hagan took it away beautifully. Nice handball to Brodie Philo. Kick rolls past Liam Holt, Fitz and Eldridge. Bradley Stokes just kept his body behind the foot. He did beautifully. His handball, however, cut off by Liam Holt Fitz. The mercurial one on the left boot. Long kick. Arnold in beautiful position. In fact, it might be Sharp. Couldn't take the mark. Eldridge comes in to lay the tackle. There's no one there helping Sharp. Liam Holt Fitz finally got there to lay a tackle. Now the little chip goes to Eilert, and Winter Irving just signalling to him and saying, you just take that mark, and he does. So Cameron Eilert dead in front, 35 metres out, will go back and have a crack at his first for the evening. Nightcliff rotating the bench beautifully here. We'll go to Thomas Motlop in a moment, but the Tigers just looking a bit more organised than Darwin at this stage. You can't afford to be disorganised against the Tigers. Eilert, the professional one. Straight through the middle, the number 10, he kicks his first for the evening. And the Tigers, they move to 5-2. 32 points, leading Darwin 1-1-7. We've gone 21.5 in the first quarter.
Yeah, well, they're really dominating this first quarter, and it's to do with you know, breaking away from the stoppages, even the ball-ins. All of this forward entries come from stoppages out here in the half-back flank, and Stafford and Shillabere, if the Buffaloes don't take advantage of their one-on-one situations with marks on the ground, blokes like Jaden Kickett, he's very classy with his kick. He chooses the right options, and when he finds blokes like Philo through the middle, you know, it's only one matter of time before Philo takes 10 steps and puts it inside 50 for the Tigers.
Up in the middle, Morris for Nightcliff tapped it down, but he's able to then be the tackler, and it is not going to come out of the middle. Quinn was on the bottom of that, so we're still in the middle. Another ball up, and going up for Darwin Buffaloes was Fitzgerald. It's now through the hands of Cameron Eilert, the last goal kicker. He handballs it off to Philo, goes inside the defence, the forward 50 of Nightcliff, but it was well read and picked off by Savica. So now Darwin Buffaloes looking to go inside their forward 50 with quick transition. Patted ahead, but not able to be picked up was Coombs. Still over the ball for Nightcliff Tigers, and it's Price that gets an ugly handball away. Comes out now to Kidney. Kidney gets a handball forward. Fierce tackling here. Quinn is just dumped to the ground for the Darwin Buffaloes. Put on the foot by Paul Campbell. Now just going inside the centre square now. Picked up cleanly for the Nightcliff Tigers was Morris. Arched his back, puts it inside the forward 50. Big leap. And that is going to be a free kick because he didn't time that too well, Sharp. And he used Eldridge as a step ladder. And Sharp is just taking his time getting to his feet. And Eldridge is going to clear it out for the Darwin Buffaloes from their forward 50.
Nice kick out towards Fitzgerald, who then lets him down by dropping a mark he should have taken. Arnold gathers, pops it up there for Ryan Moo. Didn't take the footy. Gets back in, though, has a crack. Tackle on Eldridge, who just popped it up for Moroney. His kick was poor, cut off by Eilert. Another one up towards Melville. Pushed underneath it by Savica. Ball falls to Eldridge. He's wrapped up in a ball and all tackle. Not going to be getting out of that in a hurry. And the umpire says, I will have it. In the left forward pocket, favouring the Tigers. 23.5 gone, 32 plays 7. Tigers in the lead. The umpire's got the footy. Fitzgerald says, I'll have a crack at this one. Up against Winter Irving. Winter Irving palms that down nicely. Holt Fitz charging through for it. Did that go out of bounds on the full? Eldridge went hard at it and knocked it out. Tigers pleading their case, but the umpire says no. Toss it in, please. And the ball will be tossed in 25 metres around in their left forward pocket.
And that's the siren there to end the first quarter. And I'm sure the Darwin Buffaloes will welcome that because they'll need to regroup. That was a fast start from the reigning premiers in this final round 13 clash. So Nightcliff Tigers 5-2-32 leading Darwin Buffaloes 1-1-7.
We're here for when the heavens open and the winds howl. We're here for when the water just won't stop. We're here for the wet and we're here for the dry. We're here because we know there's nowhere else you'd rather be.
And there's nowhere else we'd rather be either. TIO Home Insurance. We're for Territorians.
So we can feel really feel together, real together. No one can stop. No one can stop. Nothing can ever bring me
Mother Nature can be frighteningly predictable in the Territory this time of year. Heavy rains and damaging winds can cause significant problems and disruption, particularly if you're unprepared, while down power lines and flash flooding can be lethal. To ensure you're ready, visit powerwater.com.au/safety or text SAFETY to 0428 323 991 for more information. Because staying safe and ready around Mother Nature should be second nature.
CFS Schoolwear is the perfect choice for quality custom-made school uniforms. Ideal clothing for all school-related activities, whether it's 50 or 500 students, we have what you need. Contact the Cricket and Football Shop NT for your free CFS Schoolwear quote today.
Let's see. Roma, Verona?
Perhaps Barcelona.
Make your dream holiday a reality. Book your next getaway at Flight Centre with interest-free holidays and flexible repayment options.
Best in the air.
And everywhere.
Flight Centre.
Intersport, new concept store now open in Casuarina Square. Come in in and check out our world-class shopping experience.
Dedicated sports zones.
Now stocking only the biggest brands in tennis, cricket, fitness from treadmills to benches, boxing, swimming, darts, pool and table tennis. For awesome service and advice, still locally owned and operated, the all-new Intersport Concept Store.
Now open at Casuarina Square.
Boys, we've got a real big problem. It belongs to you, it belongs to me, it belongs to everybody. I'm talking about family violence. It's time we said no more to family violence, isn't it? Yeah. Think about it.
We've all got to say no more to family violence.
No more!
Family violence is a community problem and it needs a community response from all of us, and sport is a big part of that. But we can all do our bit by being more respectful to each other. Please make this year the year we say no more to family violence.
You are one of almost 140,000 people living in an area at risk of being affected by a cyclone this wet season. In your cyclone kit, you will need a battery-operated radio and torch with spare batteries, enough food and at least 10 litres of water per person to sustain you and your family for 72 hours or more. Remember, all important documentation such as passports, photos and insurance policies should be kept in a safe and waterproof place. Be prepared this wet season. Brought to you by TIO.
.2 points. Districts are in 4th, and the Buffaloes, who started the round in 4th, are now down in 5th position and are going to have a couple of big quarters coming up, because at quarter time they trail by 25 points, and Matt Campbell, their coach, still has them in a huddle, and he has them all in a tight huddle. The last couple of words, Nightcliff Tigers already out in position, Thomas. So what would be the message, do you think, from Matt Campbell?
Oh, Matt Campbell just needs to, you know, a lot of different things. In the midfield, he wants to get control and not let Nightcliff dominate it so much. But that comes with tackle pressure, I think. Nightcliff's tackle pressure that quarter was outstanding. Cameron Eilert and Phil Wills, and they were just managing to get an extra number to each contest. And that extra number, when you're down on your knees scrapping for the football, that extra number, seeing Cameron Eilert arrive there a bit early, giving you a relief and a release out of that contest really helps. So Buffaloes need to do exactly the same and push up early and make a decision early whether they've won or lost the football and react accordingly.
About to get underway here. The players lining up in the middle. Devon Lyons will take his place in the ruck contest on behalf of the Double Blues. And Hugo Drogamulla pacing around. Hugo Drogamulla up against Devon Lyons. Lyons up high, got his first touch to it. Drogamulla got it down to Philo, works his way out, takes a bounce if you don't mind, wheels around onto the left boot, kicks long down towards Trent Melville. He's shoved towards the footy by his opponent in Savika. Stevenson just tracks the ball towards the boundary line, and Ryan Moo looking for deliberate, but the umpire says no, that'll be a boundary throw in, thanks. About 65 around from the Tigers' goal, and Thomas, immediately that ball out of the middle, straight down into the attacking area for the Tigers. Yeah,
they really dominate that. It's great to see. Buffaloes are doing some great things, but, you know, if anyone can come back, Buffaloes play exciting football, so this quarter's going to be very interesting.
Lyons wins it down for the Darwin Buffaloes. Kicked quickly out from Seaton Kernoth. Down the wing, though. Now it's picked up by Nightcliff Tigers. Back inside their forward 50 through Philo. Through the hands of Winter Irving. Sharp picks it up for the Nightcliff Tigers. A great pickup from Holtz Fitz. He spins around, runs in and kicks a goal 12 metres directly in front. The silky skills of Holtz Fitz, and he's picked up his second goal, and that is a quick goal there for Nightcliff Tigers in the second quarter. It's 6-2-38 leading Darwin, 1:17 minute gone.
Yeah, and Brody Philo with a thumping kick, putting it into a dangerous area. Lachlan Sharp, very cool. And the Cheney medalist here, Liam Fitzholtz, very composed. feigning the handball, but then running in the open goal and having a kick.
And you know what had happened over on the throw-in? They did not flood their forward 50. There was so much space. It was like a training drill. Every single forward player was directing and pointing, and that just gave Sharp so much space to come out, and it was well worked.
Even the forward entry here for Nightcliff, they got a pyramid sort of set up.
Yep.
Just helps with their structures going out of the stoppage here. It's Buffaloes.
Double Blues out of the middle now. What can they do with it? Kane Riley tracking back here as their centre half-back. Had it, then lost it momentarily. Taking it now, Ishmael Palmer just loses control of the footy and drops it cold. Nathan Brown got a kick away and then he was taken late. So there's going to be a free kick downfield here. Matthew Campbell asking what was that about. I think if he has a look at the replay, it's pretty clear. Tigers. Oh, that's almost a good mark there to Devon Lyons. Just couldn't take it. Ball falls away. Wills charging through with it. Handballs backwards, goes to Bowles. He's on the correct side. Beautiful left foot kick up towards Melville. Takes the mark, just crashed in and took it. The big-bodied forward now kicks long. Looking down here for Sharp. Can't take the mark. Kept his feet beautifully against Moroney. Got a footy back to Eilert. Eilert squares it up, looking for Winter Irving. He'll crash the pack. Liam Holt-Fitz is there. Sharp couldn't take it again. Tigers still working hard. That's a great snap on goal. What a snap from Sharp. From nothing to something, I should say. That was a magnificent kick on goal. The left foot, and the umpire, I think, is going to call this a goal. They do. That's a superb kick from Lachlan Sharp. His second goal, and the Tigers, what a start.
Yeah, dominating. They're looking very dangerous going inside 50. Cammy very smart here, putting it back into the hot spot. But Nightcliff just had the numbers, and here you see them, the effort they take to get inside of that stoppage there. And Lachlan Sharp, a very handy player. Players of his quality only need a split second and a moment of opportunity to turn something like that into a goal.
The accuracy as well. They have 7 goals too. So
Well, remember last week, Shannon, I don't think their coaching staff were happy with their first quarter, which was 4 goals to 2 against Waratah, and then they were given a bit of a rocket. Well, they have well and truly started better than they did last week.
So back in the middle, Drogamullah up against Lyons. One out there by Jared Stokes for the Darwin Buffaloes. He puts it inside the forward 50, centre halves up, and a great mark in front from Stafford. He does have the height distance against Kickett, and he went up and came down with the ball. So he's going to have a shot on goal, trying to get the Buffs' first goal of the second term. He will kick it from 45 metres out directly in front.
Yeah, very talented. He had his body in front and he was able to body out Jaden Kickett, but also put his mitt up, and he looked about 1.5 metres above everybody else when he stuck it up.
So he struck it on 45 metres directly in front, and that has not changed direction. So straight through the middle for the big man for the Darwin Buffaloes. It's their second goal, his second for the evening as well, and it's the Darwin Buffaloes 13, still trailing Nightcliff by 44 points.
And credit to Buffaloes, they've changed things around, or the ball might be bouncing their way, but Jared Stokes was able to get a clearance. They've had the last 2, and you know when you get the ability to break away from the centre like that, and someone like Jared Stokes is with his capacity to put the ball forward to someone like Stafford, it puts the defence under so much pressure, and he's able to dictate Stafford. And when he can do things like that, he's in control.
What can they do out of the middle this time, Darwin? Fitzgerald to go up against Roger Morris. Fitzgerald gets a hand to it. They can't grab the footy. Philo can. Dashes away. Kicks long on the right boot. Inside 50. The ball taken by Winter Irving. Handballs away here to Philip Wills. Little chip from him, looking here for Sean Wilson. Doesn't take the mark, which he should have. And then Travis Eldridge, Tim Eldridge, I should say, is not having a good night at all at this stage. Bad decision there to go the tackle. Put Sean Wilson to the ground, takes the free. Now Wilson. That's a kick and hope. Here comes the hope. Lachlan Sharp, handballing away to Winter Irving. Snaps on the left boot, straight through the middle for the Tigers. It's just too easy here at Marara.
Yeah, and he was involved up here on half forward, and then his ability to turn around for a big man and get involved again. Lachlan Sharp feeding out. If he's not kicking the goals himself, he's a very smart player and he'll feed it out. But a big man to get onto their left foot and hook it around like that is very talented.
Very talented. He's a right footer, isn't he, Winter Irving?
I'm not too sure.
I think he is.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful left foot kick.
Well, you mentioned Stafford's very much a Buddy Franklin. Winter Irving, which is probably up there, looks a bit like Tex from Adelaide Crows, doesn't he?
It does, doesn't it?
He's even got the mo happening at the moment.
Yeah, but to Buffaloes, to their defenders' credit, you know, they might not be having a great night, but it's a bit hard when the ball's coming in the amount that it has been, and you know, given the direction coming from Brody Philo to their forwards.
Fitzgerald got it down for the Darwin Buffaloes, but only as far as Philo. He arches the back, puts it inside the forward 50, looking for the lead of their full forward Sharp. Now it's been punched out of the forward line for the Nightcliff Tigers, and it's been picked up by Wilson out on the left wing. He goes a handball all the way back to Cameron Islet, puts it in forward the left forward pocket, looking for Holt Spitz. Dropped a mark he should have taken. Mopped up by Eldridge, but it is gone into the lap of Nightcliff Tigers. Booming for a kick on the goal square. Juggling mark, dropped by Winter Irving. He taps it forward, and now the Darwin Buffaloes are going to get out of trouble through Coombs. Well, are they? They're still inside the defensive 50. A mountain of work. Coombs has had to run down and help out again. Now it's gone down over the head of Campbell, and that's Matt Campbell. So free kick, though, coming back to Seaton Kernoth. He puts it inside, full forward, looking for Stafford. Found a bit of room off kick it. Slipped over, though, and that should have been ball, but it's going to be play on. Picked up by Jared Stokes, left forward pocket. He comes around and pops it through for a goal from the left forward pocket. The captain, Jared Stokes, and he picks up Darwin Buffalo's third goal, and that was a great goal directly from Coombs, and the desperation in the back there all the way down.
I think it was just a general play of two really great individual efforts here. As you can see, Jared Stokes just puts on the afterburners. Takes a lot of pace to be able to do that and get around on that angle to get back on your right foot. But it all started with Michael Coombs down here in the back line, trying to create something for the Buffaloes, which he was able to do. But not only that, but following up and really putting on a hard contest and winning the ball for his club. So well done.
Shillabeer with the free kick too was the first time we've really seen him be able to inject himself into the game. Up in the middle, Fitzgerald loses on this occasion. Roger Morris had an opportunity to grab it, taken away by Islet, through to Arnold. Long kick inside 50. Good mark taken there by Cossack. Was under pressure from Wilson, but took the grab. The former Nightcliff player, of course, brings it out wide. Goes to Mark Quinn, takes a mark. Can the Buffaloes build from here? Quinn, the kick, I'm sure that was meant for Fitzgerald. He just kept on wandering forward. And Cameron Islet takes the mark behind him. Little chip will be cut off here. It's unlike Cameron Islet to cough it up like that. Williams took the mark, kicks long. Jaden Kickett read that out in front of Stafford. They know he's the go-to man. Jaden Kickett. Kick out wide. Bowles tracking it close to the boundary line. Lovely kick from him, finds Kane Riley, takes the grab. Kicks long and high. Savika misses the mark he should have taken. The clean-up now on for the Buffaloes. Players charging in. Savika gets a handball away. Stevenson trying to lay a tackle. Handball came out to Wills. Wills with the shot on goal. Holt fits underneath it, takes the mark. What's the call? Was he in play?
He was.
The umpire just checking, and he certainly was in play. So he's taken the mark right on the goal line. And he's been asked to come out now into the right forward pocket. Time blown on here. No Darwin player setting up correctly here, so he can't run around. So he runs around easily, snaps on goal with the left foot and kicks the goal. Liam Holt fits 3 goals to his name, 1 in the first and 2 now in the second quarter. The Tigers charging away here. Nightcliff 9-2, 56. Darwin 3-1-19, 10.5 gone in the second quarter.
And I also think Bradley Stokes has hurt his ankle. He's waving to come off over there, but Cameron Islet's really injected himself into the game. He's been a part of it since the start, but just really noticing his impact. He was able to drop back there and create a turnover or intercept mark, and then they just went from there.
So it is a lead now with Nightcliff Tigers have a 6-goal lead, 10-minute mark of the second term. Still no breeze to talk of. And the umpires now just balling it up with Drogamullah up against Lyons. Lyons taps it down, tries to pick it up off the ground. Kicked off the ground by Quinn. There's going to be a free kick, a hold, and there is a bit of push and shove in the middle between Drogamullah and Lyons. Lyons is going to get the free kick. And he's not happy with Drogamolla. So the ball just coming back to the ruckman for Darwin Buffaloes. A few players running around. Mackenzie was one of them wanting the offload. And it's a 50-metre penalty. And that is against captain Philip Wills, who actually ran after Mackenzie. So Philip Wills, the captain, has been in the protected area around lines. And as the ball's going to go down, still a bit of push and shove between Drogamolla and Lyons. Drogamolla's going to have to be careful. He's in the face of Lyons, and he's the man that's going to have to stand on the mark anymore. And that could be another 50-metre because they're really strong about the protected area.
Yeah, you have to get back, and if you're not in front of that player, you have to move right out of the way. So
now Lyons, 45 metres out after the 50-metre infringement, and he's kicked it to the left, and it's gone out of bounds on the full. So after all of that, Lyons has just wasted an opportunity to add to the scoreboard. But keep an eye on that, Thomas, because there is a lot of feeling between Drogamolla and Lyons.
Yeah, and Hugo just let him know as well. Yeah. It wasn't the greatest kick.
As you would. The kick comes in, taken by Hagan. Good mark from him. Long kick down towards Melville. Savika charged at the footy and managed to knock it away. Drogamolla close to the boundary line, can't handle. So out of bounds. Right where the Buffaloes dugout is, their interchange bench is a nicer way to say it. It's a boundary throw in now to take place. 12.5 minutes gone in this second quarter. 56 plays 19. The Tigers in the lead. Drogamolla wins it down. Philo couldn't handle. Sean Wilson tracking the footy, gathered it beautifully. Got a handball away to Hagan. Tries to drill it past to Eilert. Just positioned himself beautifully. Picked it up on the bounce. Pops it up now looking for Sharp at the back. Can't take the mark. Had 2 cracks at it. Holt Fitz is there, who's been dangerous. Paul Campbell socketed it towards the boundary line. And the umpire says that's okay. That'll be a boundary throw in. 25 metres around to the left of the Tigers' goal.
Yeah, the way they just exploded then. As soon as they make a decision, Brody Philo went through for the tap he didn't get. But as soon as they understand that they're going to win the ball in transition, they just explode. Liam Holtz Fitz, Brody Philo was running through the middle, but yeah, Cameron Eilert put it to a great spot again.
Left forward pocket, snap on goal from Moose, hit the post. That was after Flay was in the ruck for the Darwin Buffaloes. He was up against Sharp, came down to the foot of Flay, and he's hit the post. So now Nightcliff 9-3-57, leading Darwin 3-1-19. The kick out has gone straight to Cameron Eilert. Cameron Eilert's put it in and had found Sharp, who's dropped a mark he should have taken. Roving off the front of that was Holt Spitz, and he has just booted it up in the air just inside the right post, the far one. So that's a scrappy bit of play there. But Sharp, what great vision from Eilert to find Sharp.
Did beautifully. How dangerous is Holt Fitz looking tonight? I don't think I've ever seen him look more dangerous as he is tonight.
Yeah, agree.
Play back on here. A little chip finds the captain in Jared Stokes. That came from Zach Stevenson. So Stokes now called to play on. Runs his full measure. Pressure claim late from Wilson of the Tigers. Shillabeer up, couldn't take the mark. Charging through Seaton Kernoth. He can't take the ball cleanly. Got it back to Shillabeer somehow. Good little kick from him. Stafford had it, then lost it. Tigers with it. Lovely little handball comes out to Drogamolla. Tries to go here to Wills. Finds him in the end. Gets it out to Brown, the former captain. Close to the boundary now. The ball still in play. Hagan on the chase here. The ball was popped up to Jared Stokes. His kick. Trying to find Ishmael Palmer. Couldn't do so. Philip Wills gathers his tackle. Runs towards the boundary and takes it over. And the umpire says that's okay. That'll be a boundary throw in. Scoreboard side. And the scoreboard showing at the 15-minute mark. The Tigers 9-4-58. Leading Darwin 3-1-19.
Lyons in the ruck for the Buffs, and Drogamolla. Bit of a sideward movement, but Drogamolla went up the back of Lyons. Kick forward fired the Darwin Buffaloes. Now coming towards their forward 50. Not able to be picked up from Philo. He tapped it forward to the advantage of the Darwin Buffaloes. Swing and a miss, and there is Stafford at the back. He is unmarked, and he is going to go through, and Stafford picks up his 3rd goal of the night. He was just waiting in the goal area all by himself. And
yeah, I'm just trying to see what happened there, whether Jaden Kicker got injured, but it looked like he wrong-footed him because he was right out of the contest and wasn't able to make it back. So we'll just see what happens here, because it was pretty comical. But he may have just miscalculated where the ball's going to drop, and yeah,
you're right.
Dived the wrong way.
Over.
But yeah, you get body on body with him. Nightcliff, he has been very good, and Nightcliff have been very good with the one-on-one. They're very conscious to create one-on-ones, and if they're not in the play, they're creating two-on-ones for their side. But Daniel Stafford is a very good reader of the play, and whether he may have bodied him out early and pushed back, but a great player there.
So it's Daniel Stafford playing a lone hand up forward at the moment. 3 goals. Lines up high here, wins it against Morris. Stokes tried to get a handle on it, missed it the first time, well and truly got it the second time. Runs away from Arnold, onto the left boot, looking for Stafford, and he finds him. Pushes off Jaden Kickett. Nothing wrong with that, says the umpire. Takes the mark dead in front, 25 out.
And this is where it starts getting, how long do they leave him on for? What's their confidence like with Jaden? With Jaden's confidence up and about? He's had a great year, but he may have his hands full with Daniel Stafford. We may see Bowles go to him, just a bigger body. You know, Jaden's a great reader of the play with his spoiling, but in instances like that, it's just hard to beat a bigger body.
Stafford in for the shot on goal, and he has missed. He's lining up for his 4th. Was almost his clearest opportunity, and he's pushed it to the left. Daniel Stafford, he'd be very dirty.
Kickett with the kick out. And now Nightcliff Tigers opt to go down the grandstand, the outer wing. Drop mark should have been taken there by by Bowles. Caught forward though. Now an opportunity for Nightcliff Tigers inside their forward 50. Liam and Holtz Fitz has had the opportunity to go for goal, but he has just smartly done the team play and picked out Cameron Eilert, who now is directly in front, 30 metres out. And Holtz Fitz, as you mentioned, is doing it all. He's kicking goals, but also great teamwork there.
Oh, that happened in the blink of an eye. Coming from the kick out, Daniel Bowles is a great runner. Pushed to the wing, and as soon as Liam Holtz understood that he was going to win the football, he took off as well. So he got himself 30 metres in the clear, and Cameron Eilert's having a great night.
So for the 4th kick from the kick out, and that is just what Stafford's done at the other end. He's hit it to the right. These are probably goal kickers that you would have marked down in front, directly in front. So both ends, and there's no breeze to speak of here. So that Nightcliff Tigers, Cameron Eilert, that's just a bad miss for him. So Nightcliff 9-5-59 leading Darwin 4-2-26, 19 minutes gone, second quarter.
That was just a poor kick.
Wasn't it? Absolutely poor there. Really was. The Tigers picked out. The long bomb comes back in. Fitzgerald underneath it. He took the mark. Surely that came off his boot, and he took it again. That's hilarious. I've never seen that before.
I think Gaelic football kicking it up to himself.
Might be after an extra possession.
Big Fitzgerald. 2 possessions in 1. Kicks it out wide looking for Bowles. Couldn't take the mark. Williams has run down in a tackle, and the umpire says he threw the ball away. In fact, I've done him a disservice there. That was not Williams. Might have been Seaton Kernoff was caught there with the footy. The turnover. So latter stages of this quarter here, and the ball being turned over and easy goals missed. Another poor kick from Campbell. Here they are at a defensive 50. Bowles at the handball out here towards Paul Campbell. Keeps the ball in play, does he? No, he doesn't. And never really wanted to for a moment there. Very professionally ran the footy out. So a boundary throw in, 60 around here from the Tigers' goal. Almost 20 minutes gone here in this second quarter. Nightcliff 9-5-59, Darwin 4-2-26.
Just keep an eye on Cameron Eilert. He's limping at the moment with the left ankle he was looking at. So he's at the forward 50 limping. Free kick after the ball was tossed in.
And Jaden Kickett down the field. Jaden Kickett has swapped with Kane Riley. So Kane Riley's now on Stafford.
Your move, Thomas.
I didn't know. I would have left Jaden on him to teach him a lesson.
So now it's down underneath the goal, the scoreboard. As you hear there from Thomas Motlop, there has been a change for Nightcliff Tigers. And now it's at the forward 50 for Nightcliff Tigers. But it's going to be Eldridge for the Darwin Buffaloes who picks it up first. Lovely footwork, gets out of traffic, and a short kick, and he spots up and finds Williams. Williams goes short again into the middle of the park, and Seaton Kernoff. And there is going to be back to Williams. The umpire just saying that they weren't happy with the way something happened. So Williams now underneath the scoreboard on the outer wing. Thumping kick down the outer wing. Ball on the ground, not able to be picked up. It's been patted forward inside the forward 50 for the Darwin Buffaloes, but Kane Riley has come off Stafford. It's going to be out through Bowles. Now down the outer wing. Nightcliff Tigers still have it, but that is just because Cameron Islet stepped over the boundary and there's going to be a ball up.
They need to want to set up Buffaloes really well, get their best players in for the last bit of this quarter, because what they've done is got on top in the second half of this quarter. The footy's been great, but I think Buffaloes have sort of put the footy back in their court, the game back in their court. So hopefully they can finish off the end of this quarter well with another goal.
Thomas, when it gets into their forward line too, it seems that a lot of the Buffs forwards are actually second to the footy. It's all Nightcliff first. They're sort of waiting for it to come behind.
Yeah, I'm not too sure whether they're not pushing up at the footy and they're calling it over the back, but it's definitely something to keep an eye on.
Fitzgerald wins the ball down for the Buffaloes, but the Tigers take it away up towards half forward, almost a mark to Winter Irving, came down towards Wilson. Darwin take it away through Cossack initially, and he was down for the footy and will take a free kick, I think. He was taken high, a player charging through, so Cale Cossack with the free. He goes out wide here and finds a teammate in Lachlan McKenzie. McKenzie now goes long. No mark taken, the ball thumped away beautifully there, and there he is, Jaden Kickett. The man who should stay on Stafford, says Thomas Motlop, just to teach him a lesson.
Great there, great player, Jaden. He's having a great year. Great with the fist. Michael McLean was a very big fan of him back when he coached Nightcliff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just with his composure, and he was a great junior coming through in his younger days, which is about 20 years ago now.
Oh, he's just laid the boot in again as Thomas Motlop. Coming away with it here, the Tigers. Philip Wills paddling. Handballs away to Michael Hagan. Needs to get rid of it. He's taken with the footy and it held on to a bit too long there by Bowles. Free kick was there. So Hagan now drills a pass. What a pass into Melville. That was superb footy. So Melville takes the mark just inside 50. Savica on the mark. 48 from goal. 45-degree angle left of centre. Tigers have kicked 9. Melville himself has kicked 1. Looking now for his second. Deliberate approach. 51 metres. Kick on its way. Oh, that's a wonderful kick from Trent Melville. 51 metres. It went as high as it did long, and it's straight through for a goal. The Tigers have their 10th.
Yeah, that was an amazing kick from him. If we watch on the replay, he put everything he could into that kick. He really swung through the ball, but you know, Buffaloes will be disappointed with that. They've really got the game back in. You know, made it an achievable margin into the third. But Trent Melville, yeah, very classy player, but yeah, great kick from him.
So 39-point lead to Nightcliff. 24 minutes gone. Moments until the halftime siren. And it is Nightcliff Tigers with a couple of steadiers late in this second quarter. Druggermuller is up in the middle, up against Lyons. Druggermuller and Lyons, no real advantage. Comes out to Philip Wills for the Nightcliff Tigers. He puts it on the boot. A big up and under. Druggermuller then just puts it on the boot without looking. In front, Winter Irvine, and great strong hands. Winter Irvine with the mark, just going back now. He'll be 45 metres out. Slight angle to the right. Has he got the distance, Thomas?
Yeah, I think he's very capable of it. Be interesting to see what foot he kicks with. He's a very handy tall man.
So gets over the 50-metre mark, puts it on the boot, and it is just going to miss to the right of the post.
Just seeing him come off to the side and lately, because there might be a bit of slick on the ball, and tends to slide off to the outwards like a slice.
Little chip comes from Savica and finds the ruckman in Devon Lyons. Goes away now with the right boot, comes towards the grandstand side. Stafford takes the mark. Shillabeer was there as well, but Stafford got his mitts around it. Oh, you're going to go with the torp here. Kicks long. And no one contested. Mark dropped. Luckily there for the Double Blues was dropped by Bowles. Errant handball, players charging in. Very brave. Player down is Shillabeer. Ball spilled to Jared Stokes. Needs to get rid of it. Gets rid of it magnificently. And the mark taken by Chris Williams. Dead in front of goal.
It's taken another Jared Stokes great effort there. It was fantastic to see his burst of speed and just the power through his hips to push out of that tackle and then make a split decision after he couldn't get around that player, just to get it under his arms with that stab pass. But a great mark also from Stafford down the line.
I thought it was Shillaby who was down, but it was Mark Quinn as we see Williams kick on goal, and he kicks the goal. So Chris Williams, well done, has his first for the evening. Darwin, they stay, well, semi in touch. 5-2, 32 points, trailing the Tigers. 10-6, 66 at the 27-minute mark of this quarter.
Throws the candy, but yeah, look, just knew to keep it low under the arms, and yeah, Chris Williams is a very classy midfielder as well.
Had two players there as well, had Shillaby at the back and Williams moving, so that's good signs as well for Darwin.
Yeah, and it's great to see him capitalise in this quarter. Hopefully it's the last goal for them, and then they can go in with a bit of confidence into the next quarter. They're a team that's very capable of coming out and kicking 5-0 in the third quarter.
And Tigers had a 25-point lead at quarter time, and now it's 33 points, so they haven't gone too far ahead in this second quarter. It's been a great performance from Darwin Buffaloes. They're going to have to defend here because the ball has come out of the middle, and that's the siren to end the second quarter, and it is Nightcliff Tigers 10-6-66 leading Darwin 5-32.
We're here for when the heavens open and the winds howl. We're here for when the water just won't stop. We're here for the wet, and we're here for the dry. We're here because we know there's nowhere else you'd rather be.
And there's nowhere else we'd rather be either. TIO Home Insurance. We're for Territorians.
Absolutely zero.
Zero.
Yeah, definitely.
It has to be zero.
Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I don't think that's asking too much.
kilonewton centrifugal force, infrared remote control.
How does he do it?
24.5 kilowatt diesel motor.
He doesn't just know how to operate every piece of Kennard's hire gear we get in, but also its service details, its safety checks. I don't know.
It's as if he can hypnotise each piece.
Give me 2 passes with sauce. Coffee white with 1 bun with icing. No pink icing.
Yep, no worries, Terry.
Kellogg's making job easy.
Time to escape, 'cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide. Ooh.
Great Northern Brewing Co., the beer from up here.
Boys, we've got a real big problem. It belongs to you, it belongs to me, it belongs to everybody. I'm talking about family violence. It's time we said no more to family violence, isn't it? Yeah. Think about it.
We've all got to say no more to family violence.
No more!
Family violence is a community problem and it needs a community response from all of us, and sport is a big part of that. But we can all do our bit by being more respectful to each other. Please make this year the year we say no more to family violence.
Looking for the best and brightest to join your team? At Quality People, we specialise in finding quality, hard-to-get professionals, and we have an office right here in Darwin. Kick your recruitment goals with Quality People. qualitypeople.com.au.
Now that's quality.
You are one of almost 140,000 people living in an area at risk of being affected by a cyclone this wet season. In your cyclone kit, you will need a battery-operated radio and torch with spare batteries, enough food and at least 10 litres of water per person to sustain you and your family for 72 hours or more. Remember, all important documentation such as passports, photos and insurance policies should be kept in a safe and waterproof place. Be prepared this wet season. Brought to you by TIO.
On territory roads, anything can happen, so you need to drive to the conditions. Speeding can get you into all sorts of trouble. Dirt roads aren't just dusty. When it's hard to see, they're dangerous. At water crossings, remember, you're driving a motor car, not a boat. High water can be deep trouble. All sorts of animals can be on the road, so watch out. And if the weather is bad, slow down, you mob. Drive to the conditions and arrive in good condition.
Choosing a health fund can be tricky. Some are too big, too small, or just not right at all. But with Territory Health Fund, you can make sure your cover is the right fit.
The NTFL clubs and umpires would like to share the following events and messages and thank their sponsors.
Getting my hands on the footy and just being with my mates.
I like being outdoors. It just makes me happy. I don't like it when I get yelled at.
It's pretty embarrassing when someone's shouting at you halfway through the game.
It makes me feel like I'm useless and I can't do anything.
We're just kids.
We're just here to have fun.
Let us do what we love.
Just let kids be kids.
You go home and get your standies, I'll go home and get my panties, and away we'll go. Oh, shuffle up the buffalo, shuffle up the buffalo.
For more information, please visit the relevant club or umpire's Facebook page.
playing on him, you'd want to, you know, you're obviously giving away size and height advantage there, but you'd want to give, you know, attack in a manner that is advantageous to the defender playing on him. So whether that's running and making him work up the oval, which puts him out of position for their transition when they're going to attack. If you put, if you make him chase you up further up the oval, he's not in his starting position that he would want to be, and it puts him at a disadvantage.
I guess for the Nightcliff Tigers, if we look at their forward line, then they've all contributed. Holtz Fitz has got 3 goals. Winter Irvine, who's playing up forward out of the ruck tonight, has got a goal. Cameron Islett's got a goal. He's playing on ball and also up forward. Sharp at full forward's got 2 goals, and Melville's got 2 goals. So a nice bit of spread there. That's the Tigers' luxury.
Yeah, they've been terrific, haven't they? And I think, Thomas, the issue there, to flick back straight again to the double blues, is Darren Shillabeer. We all know he's a terrific player. He's got a wonderful kick on him, both right and left. Just can't get hold of the footy at the moment. To me, you leave Shillabeer in that forward 50, but you leave Stafford in the forward 50, but Shillabeer is the one to bring out. Try and get some ball in his hand to get his confidence up. Yeah, and definitely, I think, depending on how this third quarter starts, the first 5-10 minutes of this quarter, maybe rotate Stafford and Shillabeer around higher and lower, working in tandem, and try to get an influence there. Shillabeer's a great player. I think he's just coming back off and knocking the dust cobwebs out after having 5 weeks, I think. Or was it 5 weeks? Or I think he had a fair
stint. It's been a while, yeah.
Oh, maybe if you include the Christmas break in that, which was a couple of weeks. So I'm sure he'll find his touch back, and when he does, he's going to be very dangerous for the Buffaloes.
So the teams are just now making their way to their positions as we still look at the flags over near the scoreboard. Not much wind out there, so no real advantage. The Nightcliff Tigers will be kicking towards the Michael Long Learning Centre. Darwin Buffaloes, but towards the airport end. And the nice thing for both sides is that there's been no rain today, so none of the round 13 matches were affected by rain. It was the rain that's been happening for the last couple of days that has made it probably a little heavy, and the ball is definitely slippery out there, isn't it, Thomas? You played the game prior. Yeah, and as the game goes on and more bodies touch the ball, a bit of sweat gets on it as well, and makes it very slippery. But you see it at times tonight, but we'll see how we go. Dom to get us underway in the third quarter. Lions did well to bring it to ground initially, but Philo on all fours got it away to Brad Arnold. Arnold, a little clash with Stokes. And Stafford, the ball bouncing off his chest. So Darwin inside 50 first, but great play by that player again in Daniel Bowes. Gee, what a player he is. Gets it away to a teammate, and the Tigers are off and running here. Cameron Islet was away to Philo. Philo, the long booming kick inside 50. Into the forward pocket. Winter Irving got hold of it, tracked it towards the boundary line, couldn't keep it in. And now there'll be a boundary throw in. About 40 around from the Tigers' goal. Very smart there. Cameron Islet took the lead out and he was pushing out, and a younger player with less experience would usually play on because their body's telling them to keep going that way. They're running on their right foot, but he pulled back, came inside, found Brody Philo. When Brody Philo took his mark, he had an advantage because the player misjudged and wasn't able to defend him properly on the mark. So then he took the advantage and put it inside 50. Ball tossed in, gone over the top of both of the ruckmen in the forward left pocket. Ball comes out quickly, and a great mark for the Darwin Buffaloes in the middle of the park. That is going to be a forward 50-metre penalty for Philo. He was inside the protected area. What was he thinking there, Thomas? I think Bowles was trying to man up Matty Campbell, and they were doing a switch, but yeah, it makes it very hard with the rules. So Darwin Buffaloes go forward through Williams. He gets a little kick chip down to Matt Campbell. Now they're inside their forward 50. A handball off to Shillabeer, the man we've been talking about, puts it at the top of the goal square, and a great body on Kane Riley. See Stafford with the mark, and Stafford was just too good with the vision there and just read it and just moved Kane Riley out of the way. Yeah, and the Buffalo supporters up there in the stands would love what they've seen. Matty Campbell, very smart, getting Shillabeer into the game. Could have kicked it himself, but he's coach working his players into the game and put it down for the big man. Very smart with his body. 45-degree angle, and it is going to come off Stafford, 15 metres in front. And he has slotted it just inside the right goalpost. A bit nervous at the back of that. That now is his 4th goal for the night. And Darwin Buffaloes get the first goal of the quarter. It's still Nightcliff 10-6-66, leading Darwin 6-2-38. 2 minutes gone, third term.
And that's where Chilavert is very dangerous as well when he rolls around, when he's taking marks up around that 50, 60 metre mark and rolling around. But whether he gets a handball or not, it's all the same. But got it in there to Stafford, and very good. He messaged me today, actually, Big Daniel Stafford. I said, how you feeling? He said, good. So
there we go.
He said good, so it's maybe a sign.
Had the inside information here.
I was trying. I try my hardest. They don't give me much.
We appreciate the efforts. The ball tossed high here. Morris up against Lyons. Both ruckmen had a crack at it. Maroney charged in hard. Tigers with a kick out, and it's going to be kicking in danger. A little bit of a roll on here for the Buffs. Maroney with the free kick. Now, quality defender for a long time, Kevin Maroney. Long kick down towards Shillaby. Outbodies his opponent. Almost takes the mark. Little soccer off the ground. Coombs charging through. Bowles taken to ground. Ball spills to Shillaby. Snap from the right forward pocket. Who's going to be underneath it? Oh, Nathan Brown. That is courage. Takes the mark. Dead in front of goal. 25 out. Just chips now to a teammate. Player down behind play here for the Nightcliff Tigers. Daniel Bowles, I think it might be. Philo called to play on. Drilling pass. Hits the chest of Brad Arnold. He'll chip sideways and goes behind Philip Wills for a moment. Takes the mark. Looking for a player in the clear here, and he go back to Arnold in the centre of the ground.
So Arnold in the centre of the ground just looks for a lead, and it goes over the head of Eldridge. Now jumping on it is Liam Holtz-Pitts. He's kicked it forward in the left forward pocket. Gets around Maroney. Snap on goal from the left forward pocket, and it's just not bent around enough. But right at the top of the goal square, that is fallen into the lap of Melville. He had two Buffaloes players around him. And that is going to give the Nightcliff Tigers an opportunity directly in front, 10 metres out. And that has come out of nothing after a miss kick from Holtz-Fitz.
Yeah, it wasn't the greatest kick. It was a bit up and under, but the way they got the ball down there started with tempo football, just controlled ball through the back line. Brody Philo found off a left foot, one-step left foot kick piercing through the middle, then found Philip Wills, and they just worked the ball down until they were able to get an advantage here from Liam, and he put it up. It wasn't the greatest kick, but when you get it into that area, anything can happen.
Yeah, big up and under, and Melville was at the front on the top of the goal square, and he has slotted that home for his third. So Nightcliff with the reply. Nightcliff 11-6-72, leading Darwin 6-2-38. 5 minutes gone, third quarter.
Drogamullo line up in the ruck here, up against Daniel Fitzgerald. Umpire just making sure everything's in order here, as we see Bowles and Arnold with a bit of a wrestle. Ruckman break even. Wills with the kick in. A little toe poke away there. Tigers up towards forward 50. Timmy Eldridge charged at it, did really well. Took the footy, got it away here to Chris Williams. Philo on the mark. Up towards Jared Stokes, the centre half forward. Couldn't take the mark. Peris gathers, he's tackled. And dropping the ball is the call. I didn't even think Peris had possession there. Play on quickly. Good work. Mark taken here by Lachlan McKenzie for the Darwin Buffaloes. And McKenzie well and truly within range here. Man on the mark about 40 from goal. 40-degree angle, left of centre. Can the Double Blues kick two in a row?
And he's been having a good year as well, Lachlan McKenzie, I think. Been playing in the ruck at patches and centre half back, but usually a good kick.
Right.
Buffaloes need this.
Kick, and to say that they need it is an understatement. His kick on goal is a good one. They've got their second for the quarter. It wasn't quite two in a row with Melville kicking the last one, but 2-1 so far in this quarter, Darwin. They've started in promising fashion.
Yeah, very good. I'm hoping that Buffaloes can, get on top and kick the next couple, because they're playing really well. They just need to capitalise. I thought they've put the game in their favour. Nightcliff do play a better brand at times, more controlled, but Buffaloes are generally very exciting in the way they're getting it down there.
When they are getting in the end of it and a goal, they are looking impressive, and Jared Stokes is the man that's usually somewhere in the passage of play.
And Philip Wills will be very active. looking a bit faster. I think it's something to do with his haircut. He's cut the locks off.
Makes it easier to determine between him and Cameron Island, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Fitzgerald was up in the middle.
I could tell the difference at half-time because Phil had his shirt off when he was warming up after the second quarter.
Fitzgerald and Drogamullah has just taken Quinn high for the Darwin Buffaloes. So a free kick. Quinn goes quickly out to the broadcast wing, and it is a mark taken directly underneath us, and that was to Bowles. He goes down the right forward pocket, and they split, and coming through was Stafford. Dropped the mark, he should have taken it. Hurried kick off the left to the top of the square. No real advantage here. Taken down, shot on goal by Bradley Stokes.
Touched.
And that is touched on the line. He was celebrating as soon as it came off his boot, and that is touched. So a goal saved there. And Nightcliff Tigers 72 lead Darwin, 45, 8 minutes gone.
Even though he didn't take the mark there, Stafford, he was the first one to pick it up off the ground and then wheel around onto his left. Yeah, he's very, very talented big man.
Incredible for his size, really is, just amazing. Good to see Bradley Stokes back out on the ground, although interestingly playing in the forward line, so that would say that he is suffering from an injury.
Yeah, and they will. He's a very good ball user off the half back for the Buffaloes usually, so they'll miss him down there.
Drogamullah wins the ruck, hit out, went to Palmer. Palmer with the high up and under. Bowles now trying to grab hold of it. Steamrolled there with Stevenson. I thought that must have been taken high and nothing doing, says the umpire. Ball goes to the back of the pack here. Eldridge, who can he find? Well, eventually he might find Palmer. He does. He had to get rid of it by hand. Tigers, in fact, it's been called a sling. Gee, Mark Noonan, he's all over it tonight. He's given away all the 50s so far, Mark Noonan. He's right onto him. So Darwin, another opportunity here. Palmer, one of the famous Santa Teresa footy crew. Stafford up high. Stokes bursting onto it, couldn't quite pick it up. Kane Riley came through, was tackled in without the footy. Ball spills to the back. The kick off the side of the boot will be out of bounds on the full.
Wonder if Stafford will get it.
Is that the call? Surely that's out of bounds on the full. A little bit of confusion here. The umpire looking for this to be a boundary throw in, and Stafford pleading his case.
Well, Brown's gone to get it for the Nightcliff Tigers. And I know if that was a free kick against them, he would not be going to get it.
No. So that must be a free kick here to Daniel Bowles, is it? Or to Brown himself?
Brown, yep.
Oh, he's got his own footy.
He went and got his own footy.
He said, I got it, I'm going to kick it.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So Brown in the right back pocket, thumping kick down the outer side underneath the scoreboard. A pack of 10 players around it. And there is a handball that has come out, but from Philo, only as far as Palmer. Put inside, it was Stafford on the lead, but it has been chopped off by Brown. Bravely coming back with the flight of the ball. He just holds it up, quick chip over, finds Wilson. Wilson running back on the defensive 50. He's holding it up. Looks to go down the outer wing, thumping kick down the outer wing. Winter Irvine's at the back of it all, though. It was Trent
free kick for a push, Shannon.
So that was probably Winter Irvine with the push. I think that's why it landed in the lap of Melville. So it's going to be a free kick going towards Darwin Buffaloes. Now down the outer wing, not travelling too much out of that 30-metre area at the moment. Picked up by Philip Wills from Nightcliff Tigers. The captain puts it down over the head of Liam Fitzholtz. Picked up by off the ground from Cameron Island. He puts it inside the forward 50. Sharp is there for the Tigers. He gets a handball out. Melville is absolutely crunched, and it is saying Melville is crunched without the ball. So Melville is going to get an opportunity here to have a shot on goal after Coombs. They're saying tackled him without the ball.
Fair call, I think. Unfortunately for Darwin, just a little bit too exuberant there in their efforts to tackle.
One of those split moments, though. If he'd picked it up, it would have been away. So Coombs, probably the right idea, but Melville wasn't able to control it. So it's going to go to Melville on his distance, but he's on a 45-degree angle. He's going to come in from the right, just going over the paint of 50 now. Melville looking for his 4th goal of the night. Tight angle, drops it. It's definitely got the distance. Has it got the direction? No, it's going to stay right, and it's going to go through for behind. So Nightcliff 11 7.73, leading Darwin 7.3.45. 12 minutes gone, third quarter.
Darwin, what can they do? 18 scoring shots to 10 here. They're still sort of in the game. Winter Irving takes the mark from the kick in. Drills it straight back in. Sharp almost took it. Good contest down there. Coombs in there. Wilson, scooting away. Liam Holt-Fitz has the snap on goal and misses to the near side. Just snapped it too far, didn't he?
Yeah, let him off. It's interesting to see how Buffaloes take the ball out. Nightcliff have been able to take it controlled from slow plays, chipping up the oval, where the Buffaloes have, been caused off turnovers and they've gone fast from defence. So it'll be good to see if they can, use their composure and get it out here and think their way through it.
Kick out found Eldridge. He took a great contested mark. He's gone for a left kick out down, and it's going down, trying to find Palmer underneath the goal scoreboard. Now it's Campbell. Campbell kept running, and that is Matt Campbell, who's put it in forward left pocket to Schillerbeer. He's got a very tight angle. He's about a metre in from the boundary. 45 metres out from the left forward pocket.
Very capable with the distance. He needs to go back and kick this for his confidence and just have another possession and a shot on goal would be great for him.
Looking for his first goal of the night. Schillerbeer comes slightly out from the left forward pocket, and it's just gone to the left. And so not able to get his first major for the night. Nightcliff 11.8.74, lead Darwin 7.4.46, 13 minutes gone, third quarter.
Bowles brings the ball back into play. Lovely long kick. Lyons almost took the mark. Taken high there was Jared Stokes. That was poor undisciplined play there by Price, I think it was, for the Tigers. So Stokes now doing what he can. Schillerbeer was in the clear. Stokes looking to step around. Don't try and step around Winter Irving. He's gone for the deliberate trip there, Winter Irving. Is that still a reportable offence these days?
Well, I think tripping is definitely reportable.
That was like an ankle tap. He was just going for a good old-fashioned ankle tap.
Got him out of trouble there, Stokesy.
So Stokes with the high up and under from the resultant free kick. Stafford flying forward, and he takes the mark. What a great grab by the big man. Floating over the front was Brown, I think it may have been. Could not get near the footy. And Stafford charging out, takes it on the second grab. Fantastic effort. So Stafford dead in front, looking to kick his 5th goal. And Darwin's 8th. He's already kicked 1 in the first, 2 in the second, and has a goal in the early stages of this third quarter. Stafford for his 5th. Comes in. Kicks on goal. And kicks a behind. Such a fluid kicking, so just makes a distance easily. And misses to the right.
Yeah, he's just got his scope and needs a bit of calibration, but he's got a great natural leg.
So Nightcliff Tigers come out. Great mark and leap from Kane Riley after kicked it straight down the ground. Now in the middle of the park, Nightcliff Tigers picked up through Moo. He gets a handball out to Philo. He's got a player free over in the right, can run inside the forward 50 is Melville. Puts it to the top of the square. Sharp's on his own at the back. And Sharp, thought about playing on. But the flight of the ball has him on a 45-degree angle. 20 metres out from the goal is where he'll kick it. And Nightcliff Tigers coach has seen enough. Chris Bucks from the coaching box. And that is a shot on goal, and Sharp has just slotted it through from a slight angle, and Sharp has picked up his 3rd goal of the evening, and that extends the lead for Nightcliff. They're 80 over Darwin 47. 15 minutes gone, third quarter.
And that hurts, that one. Up the other end, having a shot on goal to close the margin, and then it goes straight back the other end. And Lachlan Sharp was very smart there. He did his work early in the goal square. Wrong-footed his opponent, Cossack. And then as soon as he noticed that he was getting the ball out wide, he pointed to Melville and he pointed out the fat side where the space was, and was able to control that area ball drop.
Well, interesting, Chris Bucks has just come all the way down to the interchange. Jonathan Peris was dragged, came off, and Chris Bucks went over and spoke to Jonathan Peris on his own, and now he's gone back up to the coaching box.
As we see Philo screaming away from the middle of the ground after the ruck contest. Beautiful kick straight down the ground, and Winter Irving, leading just to the right of the goal square, has taken another mark on his chest.
our starting time. So what we're going to do, we're going to turn all the lights off, so it's going to go dark. We're only going to have the emergency lighting around the stadium, okay? So please be aware